We're going to wait. Oh, I didn't freeze. No, I did freeze. So funny every time, right? Oh, there we go. Today I'm going to read a poem called My Shadow. And after the poem, we're going to do some activities that you'll be doing on your own. You probably have a good idea about what I might be asking you to do because we're talking about shadows. So right now, listen to the rhyming words as I read My Shadow. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. And this is by Robert Louis Stevenson. My Shadow. So we do know some things about shadows, and I have two different activities for you and a video that you're going to watch. First of all, the video is a brain pop video about light. And kind of need to know this before you do the activities. I'm going to move myself to full screen, actually. That'll be better. Okay, so you sort of need to know about light to understand the activities. Now, the activities are that you're going to make shadows and do tracings, or you're going to make shadows and watch how the shadow changes through the day. So let me explain both of those. You get to pick. Okay. I'm making this recording beforehand, so I don't know if it's sunny out today or rainy or cloudy or what it looks like. But we can make shadows two different ways. You can make, and you're going to watch the video about Brain Pop will help you with this, but there's two ways. One of them is from the light from the sun, and then the other one is from artificial light that we can get from a flashlight or a lamp, something like that. So what you're going to do, one activity. I just have the things on my desk, but I would think that you would have maybe some little figures like Little Bear or the little horses or something, or some little people or something that you could use to create a shadow. I just took this box of crayon because I have it, but I would use it to put it by the light or by a flashlight, and then put down a piece of paper where the shadow is and trace the shadow and do shadow tracings. So it's not fun with a box of crayons because it's just a rectangular prism, and that's not fun. But it would be fun for you to use some of the different things that you might have in your room to cast a shadow and trace. Now, how can you cast the shadow? Well, just like I said, we can get shadows from the sun. And we also can get shadows from artificial sources like light from your lamp or from a flashlight. So you have to create the shadow and then trace the shadow. And I want you to look at that. I want you after you watch the video, it'll really help you to do this because you'll see how the shadow is actually where the light can't shine through. It's being blocked by whatever's in front of it, and then that's what makes the shadow. So really what the shadow is just the blocking of the light. Okay, so that's one activity. Make tracings of some fun things that you have in your house. The other one is more of a science experiment, and it has to be done outside. So if the weather isn't good, this is not one you can do. This is a Friday assignment, so you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if there's a nice day in the forecast, you could do this. And what you're going to do is you're going to find something, and you could use a water bottle. For this one, you could use a box. I wouldn't use the crayons. They might melt. But find something that can be sitting outside all day where the sun is going to be hitting it. And then I want you to go out every couple hours and do a shadow tracing of how, and I want you to see how the shadow changes over time. I'll be doing the same activity and we'll be talking about our results on Monday. Now, so when I say that, let's talk about what you're going to do. Okay, because it could be a little confusing on how is a good way to record your data like a scientist, because this is a scientific study that you're doing right now. So you would take a piece of paper, you lay it down, you trace the shadow of the object. Can't move the object. Has to stay in its same place all day. Then I want you to write down what time you did that. You can write that down digitally. That's an easier way. So if you do your first tracing at 8 o'clock in the morning, okay, maybe you go out again at 10 o'clock in the morning. Do your tracing again. Maybe then you go out at noon. What does your shadow look like at noon? Does your shadow change in the afternoon? Go out a couple hours later. So this is something that maybe you need mom and dad to help you make sure that you're home for the day. We're mostly home every day now, aren't we? So maybe we are home. Anyway, so I want you to do that. So you have two choices. You do not have to do both of these. One of them is to do tracings of some of your toys or animals with a shadow that can be either from a natural light or an artificial light. And the second choice is to find something that you can put outside all day long and check on the shadow and how the shadow changes over time. Okay? So those are the two choices. Just pick one and have fun doing it. All right. I'll see you guys on Monday.